At a time when the jobs market is, of course, changing, many people, including veterans, are turning to the gig economy. Herman DeBoard is the CEO of Huvr and a decorated veteran of the Gulf War, and he joins us live to discuss all of this. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. So first off, just kind of break down for folks who are not familiar what the gig economy even is.
Well, I mean, technically, the gig economy it includes a lot of freelance work. So anything you can do, like delivering things or driving for Uber or Lyft or somebody like that, you are essentially working on your own hours, and you are earning an income when you want to. And so a lot of people are turning to the gig economy, especially in times that we're in right now with inflation the way it is.
And what about veterans? Because it seems specifically that they are rejoining the workforce here in that aspect there as part of a gig economy.
Absolutely. And, you know, the statistics are showing like 43% of people over 55 are returning to the workforce. Veterans are returning to the workforce. And, you know, most of these veterans have retired, but they're looking for extra income right now just to make ends meet. And so the gig economy is really a fantastic place for them to land.
And what benefits are there to the gig economy? That's a question that so many people have been asking over the past several months as this has become more and more popular.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of benefits. The number one benefit is flexibility. So if you have a current job or if you're just looking to fill some hours, you can set your own hours. You can sign up as a gig economy worker for any of the many companies that are out there, including our own Huvr. And, you know, that's one of the main reasons I created the company, was to allow people to generate a substantial income for themselves or an extra income for themselves while having that flexibility. There's also a lot of types of gigs. So that's another benefit, I would say, is whether you want to drive a vehicle to do something, or you want to work as a computer coder, or you want to be a virtual tour guide like we have at Huvr. There's several different things you can do. And so I really think the gig economy offers something for everyone. So then when you look at the fact that it's very easy to qualify for these opportunities, you know, you don't necessarily have to have a degree to get into these gigs and to start earning income really right away. So there's a lot of benefits there.
And I hate to ask, but what about the drawbacks?
You know, the drawbacks can be that if you don't have a secondary source of income, that you may have to do multiple types of gigs to earn a substantial income. It may be that you don't have enough work. Like if you're a coder and let's say you're on Freelancer or you're on Fiverr or something like that, you may not be getting enough job offers to make ends meet. So you may have to have multiple gigs if this is not your side gig. Or you don't have a retirement income. That would be one of the bigger drawbacks that I would see.
And people at home might be thinking, I want to get involved in the gig economy. What can people do?
Well, I mean, I would suggest, first of all, that you do your research. There's a lot of websites out there. I mean, I mentioned a few there, like Upwork and Fiverr and Freelancer and even Huvr.com. And you want to do the research because you really want to start to look at, what am I good at and what do I qualify for? Do I really want to use my vehicle to drive people around or to deliver things, or do I need to sit in front of a computer? You know, that people with disabilities can also do gig economy work. So, you know, when you look at how to get started, I would start by looking up all of the gig economy jobs that you might be interested in, reading the descriptions very carefully, what is going to be required of you, and then make your decision based on that. And you may actually, because they're gig economy jobs, I mean, you can try 2 or 3 at a time and see which one that you really start to like and which one really starts to pay off. But especially as a side gig, and most people are doing this as full-time jobs now, you can set up 1, 2, or 3 different types of gig work, stay working when you want to work, and make really substantial income. I mean, at Huvr, we pay up to $42 an hour just using your mobile device in your city. So, I mean, there's a lot of good paying gig economy jobs out there.
And I'm definitely not social enough to drive for Uber or Lyft. That's why I have to sit in a studio here by myself. Before I let you go, tell me about Huvr, because a lot of people have heard of it, but kind of break down for me what it is.
Yeah, so we started developing Huvr back in late 2019, pre-pandemic. And essentially what I wanted to do was I wanted to develop a gig economy app that was only focused on on a mobile device. That's all you had to have was a mobile device. And what I wanted to do is I set it up similar to Uber, but instead of connecting riders to drivers, we connect virtual travelers to human walkers in other countries. So you can log onto the app, you can select Rome. You can see people on the map, you click on their bio, read it, and then you hire them. So when you hire them, you literally go live. So we're all about live video. And when you go live, you see what they see, you hear what they hear, and you can talk to them to guide them around and say, hey, I'd really like to see what's over to the right. Or, you know, it's literally like you've gone there, and then you get to save those videos on your phone. And so as a gig worker there, you're really just showing people around your own town. You're showing people around your own city. We're expanding right now into the Las Vegas area, and people are very, very excited about showing everything that's going on there with the new F1 track and different things that are going on. So there's things going on all over the country, and anybody can do this. And so I just wanted to create something that whether you had a disability or whether you were just a gig economy worker and you wanted to have extra income, you could literally do this with just your mobile device.
All right, Herman DeBoard, thank you so much for taking the time to join us here. Anything else that you want to add before I let you go?
No, I mean, I hope everybody, especially in this down inflation economy that we're having right now, I encourage people to go out and get a gig economy job just to see how it is and try to help make ends meet.
All right, CEO of Huvr and decorated veteran of the Gulf War, Herman DeBoard, thank you again for taking the time to join us and help break down the gig economy.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me.